Hey guys, I'm here at Earls Hot Rod Shop in Golden Valley, Arizona with Kenny Earls and his latest build called Road to Rhythm. Hey Kenny, how you doing?
Doing good.
Show us, tell us what you're doing here with this latest build and what your vision is for this.
This here, Road to Rhythm, it's a 30 Model A Roadster pickup. The build on it was originally supposed to be for 2020. It was a vision of 2020 and going to go to SEMA, and because of the shutdown in SEMA, the COVID and everything, I just basically put everything into a corner. Now I'm bringing it back out to get it going, get this thing built. I had a vision a couple years before 2020 of this build. It's something that is basically built through my dreams, 1:32 in the morning, wake up with an idea. And the plan was to do it for 2020 because 2020, perfect vision is 2020, and it's going to be that awesome vision from what I see, a musician's themed hot rod. You see cars out there that they'll put a microphone for a shifter knob, and my thing is let's just go further than just a shifter knob. As we'll see here in a bit with the gauges, needles are copies of my 1959 Airline Town and Country guitar. But anyways, what we have here, it started going together originally with the other frame. A couple days ago I tore that thing down, stripped it down. I'd rather go with my 2x4 rectangle tube instead of the 2x3, as you see the frame up in front. Stripped it down in a couple days and getting everything transferred over to this. We've got a 302 Ford in it, little automatic trans. You see the wheels. I think the wheels show up into there. You go to kind of an old school style steely wheel, but as you see, I've got 10 lugs on there, 10 lug wheels. We've got everything here. We're basically building from ground up. That's the frame, just like if you remember our Grandpa Munster's mobile laboratory. That was all home built, in-house built frame, body structure, and everything. Well, this thing here, we've built our frame for it, fabricating all of our stuff in here, like the brake pedal assembly. We've had some awesome sponsors on some parts in this thing: Radiator, Icebox Performance, Radiator Supply House out of Oregon, Contour out of Beaverton, Oregon. Is where they're at. Contour, they did our steering wheel. We'll see that in a little bit here. They did the gauges, as I said, with the 1959 Airline Town and Country guitar. The car, we've got a slide out in it in the back. It's not going to just be car shows. It'll be used for concert venues also. There's a slide out in the back that comes out, and the sound guy can put a soundboard on it and run the sound up on the stage for the band up on stage. If you've been to the concerts, the guy's got a little table set up out in the grassed area or whatever, and the snake from the stage comes out to his table, to his mixing board, and he'll sit on a little bar stool there or whatever and control the sound. Well, he won't need that plastic table. In the back of this, and as we'll see in a little bit on the other side over there, there's a slide out that slides out. Tailgate will drop down, and mixing board will set on that, and the guy will sit behind that and control the sound up on the stage for the band.
That is neat. That's a neat idea.
Says Rockabilly. It's a 3-day event, and I'm in talking with a guy right now that did the sound just a few weeks ago, and so we're pushing to have it ready for that for next year. We're pushing to try to have some things ready. At least we can get it to drive, take it to the West Coast this year in Santa Maria, California. Earl up there that does their sound is wanting to use it there, and also for Ventura Nationals. So it is something that, with all the detail going into it, we got a Ludwig bass drum kick for gas pedal.
Let's take a walk over and check out all your musical themed goodies you're going to put into this. Okay guys, Kenny's going to show us all the musical themed goodies that he's going to put into this build. Show us what you got, Kenny.
Okay, what we have here, you see the snare drum here. That's our air cleaner. Now we do have chrome trim rings. We got a business that sponsored those out of Flagstaff. We want to change the shell color here. We've got a clear head that was also sponsored for it. There will be a mural painted underneath there. It will show through the clear, and you're probably still wondering the air cleaner. We're running 2 Strombergs on that. And it bolts down to the 302. And you can see the inside there, how we're set up. So that's our air cleaner. On the top of that motor, for the valve covers, we've got our valve covers here. And we are running, we put these together, these were chromed up in Vegas, but we made up valve cover bolts that are bass guitar tuning keys. So we have those that will be on here throughout, all the way around. Okay, we've got our headers here that were blasted and ceramic coated by All Coat up in Kingman. And I thank Corey and the guys there for what they're doing for us here with that. So we're running these headers onto it. They go into the body. The body will have, I mean, right here, it looks like a horn itself. It'll have notes, ghost notes on the side of the body where it looks like a horn's blowing notes. So that's part of our setup on it, onto the motor itself. We've seen our bass guitar tuning key valve cover bolts that we made up. Radiator was all done by Icebox Performance, radiator supply house that I mentioned a minute ago. We've got the radiator here. It's all taped up in blue right now to protect the aluminum and what we're doing, along with our fan shroud. All plasma cut. I want to thank Adam up there getting this all set up.
Nice work, yeah.
Doing it. We've got the music notes. We've got guitars in it. So on down the line. So we've got our setup in here that we'll go into here with it. I don't know if it shows right there. Yeah. Okay, good, good. So we've got that there. On the outside of the body, we have fender badges. You remember the old, on Chryslers, they ran the Pentastar on the right side of the car. Well, on the body itself, on the 30 Model A body, we're running these down in that idea, in that area. If our viewers here have an idea about that, the Chrysler Pentastar's down in the lower corner of the fender there of the car on the one side. Well, the same idea, but on the body with the fender badges on each side. The headlights. We're running, and I don't have them sitting in here. We're running, oh, Jay, hold on a second. There's one of the headlights right here.
Oh, great. Here we go. He's got one.
Over here. They're both sitting
yeah, there you go.
We can go with one. Our pieces here that we talked about, I say the tuning keys will be come off. They're just too cheap looking. We got real ones that will go onto there. And then you can see this easier.
Yeah.
So it'll be up into that area there. And so you get the idea.
Very cool.
How it's going to
Love
be.
it.
So, and right now we checked it. They fit the 7-inch sealed beam headlight, but we do have the LED halos put away right now. These, and then we're looking at doing some plasma cutting of probably the staff in there with music notes inside there for support and just for the decoration part of it. So now going to the inside of the car. What we have is for our gas pedal, brake pedal. Our gas pedal is a Ludwig Speed King. That's going to be used for our gas pedal. And for the ones that's not too familiar with music stuff, here we have a Fender Telecaster neck. This pattern here, this plate will mount onto it. And I don't know if you can see the custom.
Yeah, just hold it right there.
Custom build 2020 USA. And that's what bolts onto there. Driving it, it'll come off so you're not scuffing up the chrome, and move it around, do whatever you got to do, and then puts back on there for it shows. Now, what these are used for on a guitar, the neck to the body, they were set up where they bolt on to bolt the neck to the body. So this thing actually comes through. That's what those are for. We're trying to think of everything we can use on different instruments to tie it in with this car. Our shift knob, so we had our gas pedal, brake pedal covered.
Yeah, I was gonna
shift
say, it
knob.
looks like you got a famous name on there.
Gene Winfield.
Yeah.
And that was signed in 2019.
Wow, that's
And
neat.
so it was headed there with it too. But this is a 1953 Turner's Crystal harmonica microphone that Dylan Bagma wanted to see it go onto this car back when. So he'd say, here, put that in that car. I'd love to see it in there.
Yeah.
His grandpa bought it brand new in 1953
Oh, wow.
and wanted to put it to some use that it's going to be seen out there. So that's what we got for our shift knob for this thing.
Neat.
Our dash, the gauges here was done, once again, like I said earlier, one of our sponsors, Contour, CON2, number 2R, out of Beaverton, Oregon. Sponsor donated the gauges. The gauges, when they contacted me, you know, we talked, and they said, go through, pick the needles that I want to use, the gauge cluster, the tick marks that I want to go with. And they'll build whatever I want. I went through everything they had, and they said, I go, you know, it's too bad you guys didn't have needles that had guitars in them. And they go, you know, we've never heard of that, and we're in contact with other gauge companies. There's nobody that has gauges that has the needles. So you got a picture? You sent it. I said, yeah, I do. Matter of fact, 1959 Airline Town and Country guitar that my dad bought brand new in 1959. And him and some buddies got together way back then, playing music and doing some hitchhiking across country. He got deathly sick over New Mexico. Albuquerque, New Mexico. But that guitar is what he bought new in 59, and that's what he played, along with an old Airline amp. Now,
Wow.
Those will be on display with the car when we hit shows, the guitar and the amp. The other hole that you've seen on the wood there is for the gas gauge. We're running the original gas gauge in the 30, so that will be in there. And normally the 30, 31s had a little chrome bezel for their gauges. I wanted to do a full wood setup, which that was done by Eric. It's how to make a wood sign. He's got a place out here in Golden Valley, and he teaches on how to work with wood. Well, he did our woodwork on that. Very awesome. The wood is bird's eye maple. They use that for guitars. For real nice guitars, they use the bird's eye maple. Going into our steering wheel, Contour did the steering wheel also. And I sent them some of the bird's eye maple. So they cut that and did the wood grips for the bird's eye maple. They did a copy of the 53, 54 Corvette steering wheel and scaled it down in size. Our column, that's all taped up. That was sponsored by I Did It, steering columns. Anyways, our steering wheel here. This thing is really awesome, turned out really cool. This is where we're looking at taking the car to West Coast Customs. And here's our Contour logo there.
Wow, that's pretty.
So here we've got the treble clef. We got Contour inside here. This is all bird's eye maple, just like our dash. And very nice job that Contour did with this. The grips on it, it's all
Look at that.
notched on the back for your finger gripping. It's no slip or nothing. Very awesome job. It's a tilt steering. But the other big thing that's going to be really cool is the seat. Plans with the seat are, it'll all be black on the bottom, except for there'll be an area in the seat that we're working on right now. If we're going to do embroidery, or if we're trying to, you know, to do the sewing, that's a lot of detail, a lot of work on the sewing. But the bottom part you sit on will be done in black and white, where it looks like the keys to a keyboard or piano.
Wow.
That's where we're shooting on the part you sit on. Then the back part, you rest your back on, will all be black. with a white inlay. It'll look like a music book opened up, setting on the keyboard or piano. And you're playing off that, and there will be music put onto that too. So we're working hard right now on the detail and how we're going to go about that part there. I know you can't get in behind here, but our bottom pan there with Icebox did the plasma cut of music notes and guitars for the taillights. But when I talked about the slide out, the bed sides aren't on this. This is our bed that you see sitting here. That's the bed for the Roadster. And the way this is going to work, the tailgate here is going to say Road to Rhythm on it. The road side will be a two-lane highway coming off of road, winding down to nothing. Rhythm side will be, matter of fact, right on the wall there.
There it is.
You can pan that.
I knew you had that somewhere. There it is, right up there beneath the Chevy.
Road to Rhythm.
Road to Rhythm.
So it'll be kind of in that idea. We'll see how it's going to go on the painting of it on the tailgate there. Now, the way this thing is going to work, where that tailgate is, and like I said, we got the bed sides put away right now. Be working those over. But with the bed sides, it's going to be set up with a popper to pop the top. The top cover will all be wood, and we're having all of our sponsors' names sponsored or put into that wood. So it's going to show our sponsors. If there's anybody that does want to step in and sponsor, whether it's an individual, company, or whatever, and you're interested, get a hold of me. We'll see if there's stuff we can use here or there, and we'll add your name to that. It'll be on this car everywhere it goes.
So how do folks reach you if they want to contribute?
They can reach me at 928-530-1251. Also on Facebook, Earls Hot Rod Shop, and my personal page, Kenny Earls. They can shoot me a message on that there. So that will all be the bed cover there, names onto there. There'll be a popper on it, remote popper you pop, and that top's going to pop and tilt up to a point. So this stuff will always be there. It's sitting outside at a venue. So whether it's music, whether it's at a car show, whatever, you're going to see all that. But when that thing pops, then you get inside. These latches are temporary, but it'll have a latch set up. And that tailgate will drop down. Now the tailgate's going to be attached with guitar straps. So we'll have those under there. Now, the way this thing works, I can only go out so far with this. This slides out. Our sound guy puts, or their sound guy, the sound guy using it, will put his board assembly right here. The truck being a Roadster, there's no roof to be in the way. All you have is a windshield. And he can sit back behind this, up on the truck, and control the sound here and be able to see everything without having a cab in his way. And when everything is said and done, unplug everything. And this setup here will slide back in. Closes up, he takes his board out of there so it's not being transported.
All right, guys, Kenny's going to show us the body here and what he's got planned for it. Tell us what you got, Kenny.
Okay, this is our body for Road to Rhythm, the 30 Model A. And you see on the dash, the wood comes all the way through. Eric did an awesome job on cutting that. It fits in there really nice. We have the original gas gauge here. That will, that hole in that dash that you've seen above the gauges, that's what we'll be showing through it. The music notes, as I talked about, with the headers. The tubes come out so far, so along through the side here, we'll do ghost notes. We're going to go black on the body, and we're going to go with a red pearl ghost note on there. It looks like horns here blowing music along the side of the car. That's what we're shooting at on that part there. Bed sides here. They were actually for my 55 Ford. I've got another set, and that's the size, the panels I want to use, but they're going to be cut down. These are too long. There's going to probably be, the bed is about 4 foot long, so we're going to be taking out probably 2.5 feet or so out of this bed setup. That's what will be going on there. We've got the holes we're going to weld up where the original fenders were bolted on. There'll be no fenders on it. It's all going to be open wheeled. But the other thing we're going to have that's going to go on this, if you can kind of get a visual of it, I didn't show them in there, or show at least the one that I know I'm going to use. I've got a right-hander's guitar. It's the Fender copy. It's what is it? A Squire built by Fender guitars, the Stratocaster. That's going to mount to the side. If you can picture that, that guitar just fits in that span area after this bed's cut down.
On the outside of it?
On the outside of it,
Okay.
so it can be seen on the outside. For transporting, it will come off. And the guitar there was donated by Pawn World over in Northern. Jerry up there, talking to him about this, showed him my vision and everything, and he wanted to take part in this. But I am looking for a left-hander to go on the other side. So it'll be right hand on one side, left on the other, so they're going the right way, the same way. If there's somebody who's got a vintage style, Les Paul style, Fender style, Stratocaster style, Telecaster, something vintage, and even if it's a repop, the names are all coming off on it, and we're going to have custom lettering done saying Road to Rhythm. If there's somebody that wants to donate something like that, your name will be going on the car also. But they will be where you can detach, take them off, and for transport and everything. And then when it gets to its event, then it goes on to there. You will see it around here local when it's all done with our club, Time Travelers. Any of you want to check out our club, Time Travelers, C. And we will have it around at our different events here and there. For a show that we have coming up in October. We did our first one last year. It went better than we planned. We're doing another one this year in October, October 14th. It's opened up for clubs. We'll have plaques for club participation. So if there's any clubs out there, car clubs that want to come down and check this out, there again, my phone number, 928-530-1251. And we want to, between us that are organizing and putting this on, we discussed that I'm bringing in different clubs and do a plaque for club participation. So it's going to be open for anybody and everybody. We're working on our vendors and a couple different locations we're looking at.
So you think you'll have the Road to Rhythm build done by the time that event comes around?
My hope is to have it completely finished.
Okay.
If not, it's going to be right next to it. But it will
Great.
be running and moving and everything.
So we're looking at sometime in the fall for this build to actually be on the road and at the shows. So we'll be bringing you more stuff, guys, as it continues. But this was a good preview of Road to Rhythm, and it's very unique, all the stuff you guys are doing. Earls Hot Rod Shop, Golden Valley, Arizona, Kenny Earls, Time Travelers Car Club. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff cooking. West Coast Customs. He named off a bunch of sponsors. So thank all you guys for donating to that and helping Kenny out with this. And I'm looking forward to it because I'm a music buff myself. I used to play guitar, and I can't wait to see it come together.
I'm a bass player myself.
And he's a bass player. He's a good bass player.
Well,
come on, check him out. God's Garage Band. Come check him out. Yes, he's good. They're all good. Eternity Church. I got to plug them. And CR at Central Church. They play there. So keep an eye out for that too. Keeping Hot Rodding Alive. Can you tell us about that real quick?
Keeping Hot Rodding Alive youth program. Okay, my youth are involved with this. We're just I had youth earlier on when we first started building it for 2020, and threw it aside. So, anyways, we're back up and going. Got my youth that are going to be involved with this thing and really getting into some really cool custom stuff. So you find them on Facebook, Keeping Hot Rodding Alive. They're definitely a big part in this thing. We're putting their name on the board as well, and we're going to see about putting each individual name on there too, not just the KHRA, but see about each individual having their name on there too.
So if someone has a kid, a teenager that wants to get involved with that, maybe wants to learn some of this stuff, because building cars, you learn electrical, mechanical, fabrication, all sorts of different stuff. How would they go about joining Keeping Hot Rodding Alive?
Okay, there again, my number, 928-530-1251. We do it on Fridays. It's a free program. I'm a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Just contact me and they can bring it, I want to go over things with their parents or grandparents or whoever's guardian over the youth there. And this program is for boys and girls. We did a car in 2019 that went to SEMA. Had 8 boys and 2 girls in that car.
Great.
Took it to Lincoln, Nebraska and back, fully functional, left-hand, right-hand drive both. And so I love teaching. I do it for free. I don't charge for this. So anybody's got a youth in the Golden Valley, Kingman area, contact me. And we can go over the details on that. Like I said, I don't charge for it. I just want to keep our hot rodding dream alive. But big thing is they learn a skill.
Yeah.
They learn something that they can take with them when they get out of high school to help them get started in the world here.
Yeah, I love that. And if
trades.
you got a teenager, sorry, Kenny, if you got a teenager sitting at home, I'm bored, I don't know what to do, you know how they do, they want to play video games and do all that stuff. Give Kenny a call, bring your teenager down here, get them involved with keeping hot rodding alive, and let them do some stuff with their hands and their brains and get them busy. So thank you, Kenny. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your organization, and we're looking forward to it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for your time.